Hi, I'm Kelly Ashley from spiritualawakeningsigns.com. I help people to move through their spiritual awakening with as much ease as possible, offer a lot of guidance and assistance to help you move through that process, avoiding the pitfalls that I fell in the first time around. So today I'm doing a super short video on the top 5 signs of spiritual awakening that you might experience. These are kind of like the main ones that I would say on average most people experience, so they're quite good for doing a little checklist to see if that's what you're going through. However, the list of the possible signs that you could experience is so big. It's so varied because it's very unique and individual to you. But what I've done is I've created an extended list, so if it's something that you want to investigate a little bit more on, I'll pop a little link in the show notes that you can visit my website and use some of the resources there and understand and see the other signs and symptoms that you might be experiencing. Okay, so let's roll through them. So number 1 is a change in resonance. So by that I mean that some of the things that you used to adhere to and used to enjoy, used to spend your time on, just will not fit anymore. In fact, you might feel that you just don't fit in at all. I've been there, I know what it's like. So things like certain hobbies just won't resonate. Things that you might have done for years, things that you felt were part of who you are, all of a sudden just don't resonate with who you are now with these changes in place. You'll notice that maybe you want to stop drinking alcohol, you want to avoid the bar scene, or you want to stop eating particular foods, or maybe it's just engaging in things that are a bit egotistical or just don't feel right to you. You'll find you pull right away from them. You might even find this happens with friends. This is common and it happened to me too. So there's a lot of people who maybe you've been friends with for maybe 20 years, people I had been friends with for a long time, that just didn't fit with who I was anymore, and it can be a wee bit rough to try and gently ease yourself out of that space, but the truth is that you are changing, you're becoming more in alignment with who you truly are, and sometimes the people that you're spending your time with are not people that are going to be able to really support you in this process of changing and aligning with the truth about who you are, so that's okay. You also might find that your job just does not fit anymore. That happened to me, and that's a really common one, is like trying to find where you do resonate. You kind of need to know where you don't resonate first, so that's probably going to be the rougher part of it, which can be quite challenging. The second sign that you want to look out for is a heightened empathic ability. So what I'm finding from working with people is that most people who go through spiritual awakening are either highly sensitive people or are empaths anyway. So if you haven't heard of those terms, I urge you to have a little look and research them, because you'll probably really resonate. But what tends to happen is that our empathic ability, as in our feeling of being able to relate to other people's feelings, understand their point of view, or even just pick up on other people's feelings, emotions and energies, is going to be extremely heightened. So it'll be more heightened than it's ever been before, and you might find that going to certain places, hanging out with certain people, doing certain things has an energy or a feeling about it that even though you can't explain the feeling, you just know it doesn't sit right with you and you feel it. And you might also struggle to clear that energy off of you. So I know for me, if I hung out in bars or places where people were, really open and there was a lot of negative energy, I was kind of carrying that energy with me for days afterwards, and I just couldn't clear it. So definitely watch out for that. You'll also find that harsh situations just don't resonate. So you don't want to be in negative energy. You don't want to be involved in conflict. You might not even want to watch the news or see the harshness of things that are going on, because when you're this open, it can be quite a vulnerable feeling, and you're going to tune into the situations and experiences that you're maybe watching on TV or reading about. And as your energy tunes in, you're going to pick up on how that feels, and it's not very nice. So allow yourself that space to just kind of step back while you're this sensitive, because it will change as time goes on. Sign number 3 is synchronicity or coincidences. As my guides have told me, there are no coincidences. Everything is intricately and divinely woven perfectly for you, your growth, your development, your realignment with self. So you will find that there are things in life that, are kind of head scratchers, things that show up that you just think, this can't be real. Why is this showing up in my life? You might see patterns of numbers or signs that are meaningful to you. So for example, for me, I remember over a 4-day span, I saw a heron 3 times. I'd never seen a heron in my life, unless it was Escape from a Zoo, I don't know, but that meant something to me, and that was a sign that when I saw that, it was activating something in me, and it really meant something. So you might find that there's numbers, there's signs, you look at a billboard, or you read something in the paper, or you overhear a conversation, and it resonates and it means something to you, and it's in alignment with the things that you're experiencing. So just really honour what it is that you pick up on, and know that it's there because it's absolutely meant for you. Number 4 is astrological sensitivity. So this is the one that I feel is not addressed in most of these other videos, because I looked long and hard when I was going through this experience and I couldn't find any help. So you'll find that during the new moon, the full moon, or any other astrological shifts, it's probably the hardest time for you. You might not even be aware that that's happening on full moons and new moons, so have a little look out for them. But what happens is that as these energies shift and change, because you're already so open, it opens you further and it supercharges your energy. So it can make it extremely hard around the time of these astrological changes to be grounded, to be focused. You might find you've got a lot of anxiety, of overwhelm. You might feel like you can't cope. You'll also find that there are specific little triggers that are going on. So emotional things might be happening that are heightened around that time. You might sense a lot of fear. You might be getting upset and triggered by seemingly smaller things. It's all just part of the process. And there is a way that you can change that, which is sign number 5, which I never see addressed anywhere. It is being unable to ground yourself. So what I found in my clients is that this is an absolute definite for people, is that when you're going through spiritual awakening, the energies that are coming in are so intense and so powerful, and your psychic centres are so insanely open that grounding can be practically impossible. And I found this very much so when I was going through this. I was looking to other practitioners, other healers that I knew, and trying to get help from people. Most people didn't know how to help me because the traditional methods of grounding, as I later found, just did not work. They just didn't work. Or they had the opposite effect and they actually made the problem worse. And that's because what I didn't realise at that time was that things like crystals or essential oils or spiritual practices are amplifiers. So you're already taking in all this energy and then it's supercharging you even more. And we don't want that, because that's what's going to make you feel anxious, overwhelmed, unable to cope, shaky in yourself. You're just going to feel like a big hot mess. And it's really not fun. It's not a good feeling at all. So what I've actually done is I've created a course. If grounding is something that you're finding hard, in the show notes you'll find a little link to that page I was talking about, with an extended list and more information on the signs of spiritual awakening. But there's also a free course on grounding, because probably for most of you guys, normal methods, traditional methods of grounding won't work. So I've created a course. There's no cost, it's free, but I feel that it's a basic knowledge that everyone should have. And it's a 5-day course, and there's a community as part of it as well. So I really feel that it's a great thing to have, and it's a good point of contact for you. And it's going to give you the foundations and the training that you need to be in a space where awakening can be a bit more calm, a bit easier. It can be the sacred process it's meant to be, because you're not getting thrown all over the place of being ungrounded in your energy. So definitely check that out and see if it's something that fits for you. I'm confident that it will help. So that's the list as far as we go just now. As I say, there's an extended list. So feel free to hop on over and have a look at that. If there's anything you've got that you'd like to add to the list, because awakening is a very unique experience, comment below on the blog post and let me know and I'll add it, because it's always good to do that, to incorporate everyone who's going through this experience. And I think that's it. So please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. It's a little thing, but it means a lot to me to really be connected with the people who need this and who are going to get the guidance and support to move forward in their awakening. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye.